Hey, everybody. Here we are at the big sculpture reveal party. We only have a few people in the room at the moment, so I'm gonna, my plan, if you would allow me to outline the goings-on for the day here. Number one, not planning on going more than maybe anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half. I like to keep these things fairly short. I mean, as far as an hour and a half is short. I like to keep them kind of short so that I don't bore the hell out of you. But obviously the main event is going to be the big sculpture reveal. I want to try to wait until we get more viewers in here, so I'm probably going to give it roughly 20 minutes or so before I show you the video that reveals the sculpture, at which point, of course, we could talk about that and have a little bit of a chat regarding the sale and the intricacies of sculpting and that kind of stuff. But before that and after that, I also have a couple of just fun little, segments. I like to try to plan at least a couple things for these little events because I feel like me just sitting here talking is not generally that interesting. And Todd is watching in judgment, which doesn't surprise me at all. Kia's here. Hey, Kia. So, Todd, I was, and everyone can judge me now. I wanted to set it up so that I could get Todd in here, and maybe I could ask him a couple of questions and whatnot. But frankly, when I was trying to figure out how to set that up, it got so convoluted and weird that I couldn't figure it out, and I gave up. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. Hey, Trisha's here. Trisha, you're here. It's funny, I'm not lying. I was about to message you right before this to see how you're doing. So I hope you're doing well. Hey, you know what? I have no idea what to do. Yeah, so you can see on the side I have this side. I actually have the chat thing working here too. Hey, let's take a little trip down to my coffee station. I need some coffee. Let's go do that. Okay, so listen. I am a huge coffee snob. I'm not going to show you my whole kitchen, but I am going to briefly take you on a tour of some of my coffee equipment. And, I've for a really long time, I've actually wanted to, maybe I should try to flip this around. I'm not really sure how this is going to work. Ooh, look at that. Hello. I'm not really sure how I would go about doing this. I, for a very long time, have wanted to, I cook a lot and I bake a lot and I have a lot of little food experiments going on all the time, and I would love to do a food thing but that's not why people come to this channel. Number one. Number two, it'd be really hard in my kitchen to actually make that happen. There's no central place where I could film. So anyway, I'm not making anything today, and I'm probably just going to use this in the live chat as a way to not have to talk the whole time. But I thought I'd show you some of my coffee stuff, so that's what I'm doing. And that's my hand as I turn everything around. Back to that. Okay, so this was new. Well, it was used when I got it, but because of a friend of mine being amazingly cool, I was able to get this espresso maker, which I've wanted one for forever. For $70, I think I paid to get it here shipped. I was mostly paying for shipping, and he found it at an antique store. So not an antique store, but a pawn shop, and so I paid him back what he paid for it. Basically, I have a Jason magnet on there, but it is a Breville. It has a grinder as part of it, and it's really pretty cool. I'm not great at making espresso, but I was actually just about to make an iced espresso, which is what made me think to do this. I have my handy dandy thermos, which I like to put my coffee in after I brew it. When I'm brewing coffee, I'm doing it one of about a dozen different ways. So actually, one of the things is over here. There's a kettle, there's a percolator, there is a French press, There is a Chemex. There's another grinder, and some different coffees that I have here. And then I actually have an AeroPress too, but that is not anywhere near here. So that'll do it for now, guys. All right, I'm back, and I have coffee now. What do you know? That was not seamless at all. I'm wearing a different shirt. I'm not fooling anyone with that, am I? That was recorded. Of course it was recorded, you guys. My God. I do love my coffee, and I probably go a little overboard with the setup. Todd was saying that's a serious setup. I'm like, yeah, that is. It is something I really enjoy. So I take the time to brew up a nice pot of coffee. It takes a little time, you know. It's not just thrown in a drip or Todd laughing with his Keurig. Yeah, I can't do it. Well, okay, let me rephrase here. I will totally drink swill. I don't care. I will drink gas station coffee, Keurig coffee, you know, stuff that looks like coffee but isn't. I'll drink it. But I prefer good coffee. So a little bit of a coffee snob. Bones Coffee, Garrett Veal was asking about, and yes, I have had it, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. But here's the problem. Here's like the dichotomy of me liking coffee. I love coffee. I love good coffee. And I'm also very cheap. So I don't like to pay for really, really good coffee. And really, really good coffee tends to cost a lot of money. We have a local roaster over here that I believe, yeah, Trish knows that place. It is really good, but right now can't really get there, or haven't been going there. You can get the coffee, they'll put it outside for you so you could pick it up and not have to like be in contact with anyone, but it's still kind of an out of the way drive sometimes for me. Kia is just saying some stuff in here. Made coffee before watching this, love a machine like that with nowhere to put it. Yeah, it's a big, you know, the espresso maker takes up a lot of counter space, and frankly, I don't use it as much as I'd like to. I don't drink straight espresso very often, and I don't like. I mean, this is like black coffee. I mostly drink black coffee, so for me to make like a cappuccino or latte, I'll do it, and I like it a lot, but it's not something I crave that often. So it's not, you know. Although I made a pretty killer, I said it in the video, I made a pretty killer iced espresso, which was a really tasty drink. So I'll probably do that more as the weather starts to heat up here. Just for everyone who's coming in now, I see that the viewer count has gone up a little bit. I want to let you know that I am going to be doing the sculpture reveal. I was kind of figuring in about from 20 minutes from the beginning of the video of this live chat that I would do the sculpture reveal. So just, you know, just something to give a little time for everyone to get in here. I do also have with me some really awful rum. This is the worst stuff in the world. It's, I don't remember if I told you guys that I am, I'm not that educated when it comes to alcohol. Don't drink that much. And I was drinking dark rum for a while, and I liked it a lot. But in my head, I saw dark rum, and I thought it was spiced rum. So I bought some spiced rum. This one, for instance, Calico Jack. And I tasted it. I was like, why does this taste awful? Why does this taste nothing like the other rum that is also spiced rum? It wasn't spiced rum. It was just dark rum. So after 2 bottles later, I finally figured out that I was buying the wrong goddamn rum. So, yeah. But I use it anyway in, like, cooking. And now I'm going to drink some of it because this is live. Mr. Meat Hook, what's up? Not much. Just doing a little video here. Morgan Rake is the bomb, Trish. I love them there. Let's see what else we got saying here. Kia doesn't want Todd to kill her for some reason, but I missed why. Oh, flavored water. Keurig. Keurig is flavored water. It's pretty gross. I'll drink it, but it's pretty gross. Letizia's here. Hey, how you doing? No, you did not miss the reveal. Letizia. I'm waiting. I wanted to make sure enough people were here before I did the reveal. So we're up to about 16 people. I think we topped off at like maybe 20 the last time I did this. So we're pretty close to being able to do that, I think. And hey, why don't we do this in the meantime? Ask me almost anything. Sure. Why not? I had that queued up from the last time. It seemed to go pretty well. There are, of course, those questions that I will 100% ignore if they get a little too personal, because I don't like to air that kind of stuff on anywhere for anyone. Hey, Cindy, right? I'm trying to remember if the C stands for Cindy, I believe. How you doing? I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, everyone's here on time. No worries. We'll get to the reveal pretty soon. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to ask me any questions, you can. Todd is in the chat. Unfortunately, I did not have the know-how or patience to set up a video for him to be in here. He probably doesn't want to be here anyway, so that's fine. But if you have any questions for Todd, I'm sure he's more happy to answer them in the chat there. And please do check out the description in this video, okay? I know I haven't done the big reveal yet or anything, but I will be talking about the sculpture, the creation of the sculpture, you know, where it came from, the ideas and all that stuff. And Todd is intricately, that was a word that I couldn't say, so I'm going to, he is tied to the project 100%. So any questions for him? Todd wants to know, where do I live? Wrong answers only. I think you all know where I'm going to say I live, right? Right? Moon Hill. I am in Moon Hill right now, which is part of the problem. Moon Hill doesn't have a pandemic, by the way. It has something much, much worse. I don't want to talk about it. Devil. Hey, Mary's here. Garrett, how's the new book coming? Okay, new book. Tentatively titled The Precipice of Nowhere, which I'm not very happy with and probably going to change. It is Cindy. Good. I'm glad I didn't get that. I could only see a tiny, the avatars are like the size of my pinky nail, so I'm kind of not 100% sometimes on who I'm talking to. The book is done. I mean, I wrote it last year. It's in need of some editing. I'll put it that way. I haven't had any beta reads on it yet, which I kind of wanted before I started editing it, but I'm probably just going to go ahead and edit myself. And at that point, I mean, it really is just a matter of, you know, beta reads, editing, and submission. And then if it gets picked up anywhere, or I don't know if I want to try to get an agent with it, or if I just want to try to place it at one of the publishing houses. But submissions of some kind are going to have to happen. That sometimes takes a long time, unfortunately. And then even once you are accepted somewhere, getting it published takes quite a while sometimes. I do have other things coming out which haven't really been announced yet. So I don't think I could say anything about them, unfortunately. But there are going to be things coming out before that new book. And I'm pretty excited about those things. I just can't say anything about it. So, you know, teasers. But that stuff is going to happen. But yeah, in terms of the, you know, and I just did it again. Look, I have the note there. Don't make sure I'm not muted. And no ums. Damn it, Tony. No ums. Whenever I don't know what to say. We're up to 20. So we can do the reveal pretty soon, and it's 2:20 right now. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, but then we'll do the big sculpture reveal, guys. Don't want to make you wait too long. That was one of my notes. Don't make them wait too long, otherwise they might revolt. Pitchforks and torches and all that. Don't want that to happen. I'll finish up the questions and then we'll do the reveal. So that's how the book's coming, ish, Garrett. Any horror movies I'm looking forward to coming out. I don't keep track that closely of horror movies that aren't out yet, so I don't know. Guns Akimbo, which is not a horror movie, I don't think. I don't know if it's considered horror or not, but that looks like a lot of fun. I'd like to watch that movie. It's the only one that's coming to mind, so I'm not going to hem and haw over it for too long. Oh, Letizia over, and you could click on her link there, you know, her avatar, or she could give us links. Feel free to share links in the chat. I did it again. She is coming out with 2 new pins and stickers, and she's working on a clothing line. And Letizia does mostly Halloween stuff, kind of like me. So check that out. Very cool stuff. Moonhill is the pandemic. You know what, Todd? You didn't read the new book, but that's sort of true. Todd, are you excited for Devil's Creek to come out? And his answer, I'm excited. It's been a long time coming. We're just a month until release. Yeah, it's getting really close. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? It is getting very, very close. That's always very exciting. I'm excited for Todd. Is that? Yeah, I'm allowed to be excited for Todd. All right, there are no more questions at the moment. We could do more questions, but there are 19. I guess we lost one person. I was talking too much. There are 19 people. Nope, they're back. 20. Let's do the sculpture reveal. How's that sound? You ready? It's just a silly little thing. Let's check it out. Let me make sure I put the right video. I have a lot of links here. I want to mute my ass and get that video going, and then I will come back and we'll talk about it a little bit. Okay. All right, I hope you like it, everyone. There's the video for you. I was a little worried about it. I hope everyone likes it. We could talk a little bit about the creation of the sculpture, and I do have some other videos as well, something from my studio that we could take a look at. But essentially, you know, there it is. That is the sculpture, and to just explain things a little bit for everyone who, you know, maybe you're not entirely sure like what the deal is with this particular void without a name. This comes from Todd Keisling's new novel, Devil's Creek. It's taken right out of the pages. In fact, I have the book here. See, I was a lucky ducky. I got an advanced reader's copy of Devil's Creek. And, you know, I read this already. It hasn't actually come out yet, but you guys saw that the pre-order is available now, and this is coming out on the 16th, I believe it was. So, make sure that you are ready for Todd Keisling's book. The idol is going to make a hell of a lot more sense to you if you read the book, of course. But in the book, Todd sketched this. It's in the book. See? And then the whole idea was to, sort of like what we did with my Moon Hill collection, we wanted to have a sculpture that is directly related to the book. There's the sketch I was working off of. So that's the inspiration, of course, for the sculpture. Before I keep talking, let's see what people are saying here. Thank you. Looks like you like it. Good. I'm glad. I was worried about it. And yeah, I do worry about everything, Trish. I know. I am really... Todd can tell you. I sent him an email after I finished sculpting. Thank you, Anthony, Letizia, Trish, Cindy, Kia, Mary. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the names. Thank you. I'm glad that you like it and that you enjoyed the video, hopefully. I was joking with Todd that the video took me almost as long as the damn sculpture because I'm not that adept in video editing. But I really wanted to do something special for this. And Todd would also tell you that so here's the original, this is the clay sculpture. When I was working on this, obviously it's harder to see the detail, which is why I didn't want to reveal this. I wanted to paint it first before I revealed anything. But when I was going to show Todd the first run of this, I sent him about a page of explanations as to why I made the decisions that I made while doing the sculpture. Completely sure, 100% sure that he was going to tell me he hated it and that I should try again. And it was not any good. So yes, I do worry about these things. So anyway, that's the clay. I work with polymer clay for first runs. And then I don't think you could see, oh yeah, you could see a little of it peeking through. There's a core of foil in there, which is how I do most of my armatures, at least for solid things like this. Now there are a few big things that I didn't get to put in the reveal video that I want to tell you about. Number one, the sculpture is going to have two versions, okay? The first version is, of course, just the painted regular version. I did change the paint job a little bit, and I'm probably going to change it a little bit more before the end of before they ship, because these are prototypes for the most part in terms of the paint job. But there'll be the regular one, and I'm going to do a glow-in-the-dark one, because in the novel there's a faint blue glow to the idol, and I want to try to recreate that. The paint didn't come in time for the reveal video or for this video, so I was not able to do that. But as long as the paint looks good, there will be the regular version and then the glow-in-the-dark variant, because I like variants. Hey, Phil's here. Phil, thank you. I'm glad you can make it, and I'm glad you liked the video and the sculpture. Yeah, Todd said I sent him a wall of text, and he responded with a one sentence. Looks good. Looks great. I love it. Cost. Yes. Okay. So cost, I'm thinking, will be $29.99, so $30. $30 plus shipping. And of course, with all of the sculptures, pretty much with any order, I always give a free goodie bag. So whoever orders will get a little trick-or-treat goodie bag. I already ordered some goodies to put in it. There'll be like a little bit of candy, a little bit of toys and things. I always like to do that kind of stuff. I'm going to double check the shipping costs. I'm really trying, my goal here is, of course, I always try to keep things affordable and reasonable. I don't like to charge more than I have to. Shipping costs have been kind of weird lately. So my goal is currently that $30 plus shipping, as long as the shipping isn't too much. So if I could get these out first class mail and only charge like, $4 or $5 shipping, fine. But if I start packing the boxes and it turns out that the box is going to cost more to ship, like priority mail shipping, $6 to $8, depending on where you live in the country, then I might decrease the cost a little bit. So maybe $28 or $27, $26, something to make the final cost affordable and doable for everyone. Because I'm never looking to overcharge for anything. I figure most of my magnets are $10 for the little magnets, and most of my sculptures usually run. When I did the nightlight Halloween nightlight, I think I charged $30 for that, so it felt like about the right price point for it. But I'm always looking to. I know that's a lot of hemming and hawing over the price, but I hate pricing things. So yeah, looking at, depending on shipping costs, anywhere from $25 to $30 for the sculpture itself. That is going to be in 2 weeks. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be working on these, and then I will put up the pre-order. And I am doing a pre-order specifically because I want to make sure that I don't overproduce or underproduce the number. I'm thinking at the moment a limited number for the first run of about 30. So 30 idols total for the first run. I'm not looking, again, I don't try to limit things. I'm not trying to drive prices up or drive orders up or anything like that. If the 30 get sold out, I'll make more. If they don't get sold out, then I figured it around correctly. So that's kind of the choices there. Hey, let's take a quick, I'm talking a lot, so let's take a quick tour of my studio. Hey everybody, so if I'm timing this correctly in my mind, you have just seen the sculpture reveal video that I had been working on for like 2 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, I'm sure the live me has said a whole bunch about it already, but just as a little extra added bonus to the whole reveal thing, I figured I'd show you my incredibly messy workstation as it looks at this very moment. And it's bad. I'm just warning you, it is really bad. I was rushing to get these couple of prototypes painted up, and so I was doing like 2 or 3 different things in the workstation and really not cleaning up after myself afterwards. So now you'll see like let me just show you. So I have my nice window here, and this is the main area where I do most of the work. I sculpt here, paint, cast the molds and the resin pieces as well. I usually try to put down some paper, but as you can see, oh, there's Luna. There is there. I have paintbrushes and paint and my little speaker so I could play music, and other molds. The big mold that I was using for, this is the sculpture mold that I'm working on now. The resin, a cup of rubber bands, my scale, like everything is here, and of course the sculptures are here as well. I have changed a little bit about the way I'm painting these, so I'll probably do a little slideshow of the current iteration because the video is not going to have the current paint job, I don't think. But put a lot of detail into these that you probably can't see very well in the original video that I shot. Did a whole lot of cracks and things like that to make it look like an old stone idol. So some close-ups of some of that detail. Do you hear my cat purring? She wants that window back open. I'm gonna have to open it up for her. Of course, the lighting where I am shooting this is not great either right now, so still not really getting a good view of it, but anyway, let's go ahead and open the window for Luna. There you go. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna throw back to myself now. And we are back again. See, I had a lot of stuff ready for this video because I wanted to make sure that we had some fun. So I started drinking the rum because I started getting nervous. I do have half a cup of coffee left. This stuff is gross. It's like real sweet. you know. I guess, I don't know if they add sugar to spice rum or not, but it tastes really sweet to me in terms of alcohol. So not much has been going on here except for the sculpting and the preparation for this video and the video itself, the reveal video. Oh, the light looks good, Phil? Good. I always have trouble with I mean, I'm not a photographer, and I'm half the time using my cell phone to take pictures. Luckily, I have a halfway decent video camera that I kind of took from Mike, my brother Mike, for those who don't know. And I was right at the window for a lot of those shots. So what I worry about is when I paint something, you know, the light that you're in changes the way it looks a little bit. So, you know, the sculpture looks one way in natural light and it looks a slightly different way in artificial light, depending on if that light's white or yellow and all that kind of stuff. So I always worry about that kind of thing. Like if you look at this in this lighting, it looks a little different, I think. Like it looks a little blue tinged to me in this light. At least on my monitor, and then that's another story. Like, what's your monitor look like? Yeah, window light is the best. I usually try to go outside for most of the photography when I'm getting the sculpture pictures ready for the shop and all that kind of stuff. So I have another very silly thing to do. We could keep talking about the sculpture. If you have any questions, of course, still the Ask Me Anything almost segment can continue. So if you have any questions, just shoot them in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer that. But I kind of figured just to have a little something else to do today, that there's one last segment planned. What's in the candy bag? Yeah, I told you it was silly. So this has nothing to do with the sculpture at this point. I have a big trick-or-treat bag, and it's filled with candy because I like Halloween, and I kind of like candy. If you watch my other videos and or watch me, follow me on Instagram, I think those are the two places I mostly talk about this stuff. I have lately been sort of obsessed with, I mean, I've always kind of been obsessed with it, but lately I've been indulging in that obsession of candy from other countries. And it started out with me just wanting a nice stash of candy for the pandemic, because you're kind of like in lockdown and it's nice to have something to dig into every once in a while. And it reminds me of Halloween. Obviously, I have trick-or-treat bags, and I put the candy in a trick-or-treat bag like a real weirdo. And, I've done a couple of videos to show you some of the stuff that I've gotten, but I figured it might be kind of fun to look at. I got a couple new things, and then I thought I would taste something. Yeah, Kia, candy from there's this place called the English Tea Shop that I ordered from, and it came in 2 shipments because a lot of stuff was back ordered. So if you watch me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, you would have seen these few items here. And then, but there's a last item that no one has seen, and I think it's something I've never had before, and I thought I would do a taste test on live video because that's interesting, I guess. So let's take a look at what else is in my candy bag. First of all, got these Mega Creams, Jacob's Mega Creams. They look a lot like this other cookie that I've had before, so I'm not expecting these to be all that different, to be honest. And then I got a Cadbury Dairy Milk Whole Nut. So there's like looks like hazelnut inside there. I like hazelnuts. Got the Galaxy Caramel Collection. And finally, this is kind of a weird item. I've never seen anything like it in stores around here anyway. It is Brazil Nut Toffee, which looks pretty darn cool. I love toffee, and I kind of love that on the package it says you should whack, then unwrap and enjoy. So you're supposed to, since it's one hard piece of candy, they want you to smack it on something first and then tear into it. Otherwise, I guess it might be a little hard to break, I imagine. So those are the few interesting things I've gotten recently from the English tea store. Rum. It's just occurring to me now, maybe I shouldn't be drinking rum right before I do a taste test, but hey, what are you gonna do? Phil's Creepy Videos. How you doing? Pretty good. I'm okay. Yes, we're doing all well here. No one's in the immediate family is sick or anything like that, so, you know, that's good. All right, what do I have here for the weird taste test? Jamaican-style tamarind balls. The most effective conveyance of confection, balls. So, yeah, I think I've had something like it, perhaps. One of my students one time, maybe it was just tamarinds that I ate. I don't really remember. And I think that, so these are Jamaican style, but I do think it's a Mexican sweet as well. I don't know what makes them Jamaican versus Mexican. But I saw this in the supermarket, and I had to buy it. I just need to try it because I've never had it before. Have any of you eaten tamarind balls before? Should I stop saying balls? Should I spheres? Tamarind spheres? Yeah. Steven, hey, how you doing? They used to come with little metal... Really? So the toffee used to come with a little metal hammer. That is amazing. Oh, man. I kind of wish they still did. That is a really cool inclusion. Like, that's better than, well, on par with the cereal box surprises that no longer happen either. Oh, and Kia said one of her mystery snack boxes has finally shipped. Yeah, you know, I have been looking forward to a couple of mystery snack boxes too. Not that I need any more snacks at the moment. Trish loves tamarind. Have you had these specifically, or just like have you had tamarind stuff before, Trish? I'm gonna open this and try it. But yeah, I do vaguely remember having some kind of tamarind treat before. I'm pretty sure they weren't these though. Oh, that is an interesting smell. They have like a almost raisiny date-like, you know, like dates kind of aroma to them. And I did also notice, there you go, there's a tamarind ball for you. I did also notice here that it says, where was that? Warning, contains seeds. It says there's a warning here that there are seeds inside, and I'm not entirely sure how to avoid them, because it's just a ball. But I imagine, let me try to break one open. Oh, they're like stretchy, kind of squishy. Huh. It kind of seems like packed brown sugar almost. See that? Trish has not had these, but she's had them off the plant. I think that's what and she said they're a little like Sour Patch Kids when they're raw. All right, well, let me try this. And hopefully not break a tooth on a seed. Oh, Oh. Whew. Yeah. Hey. Sorry, that's taking me a second to process. So, and also there's something hard in there. It's not a seed, it's like a, oh god. Phil says it looks like something he'd smoke. It kind of does. So yeah, it definitely, Trish said they're kind of like Sour Patch Kids. They're actually, it's really sour, which I wasn't expecting. So here's my take on it. It's kind of like a sweet and sour, well, no, we'll say like a Sour Patch Kid raisin. because it does have like a raisiny, that was the smell I was getting, kind of like a dried fruit sort of smell. Prune, date, raisin, something like that. So it's like that combined with a Sour Patch Kid, which is really weird. I'm going to try a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure I like them, but I don't know that I could eat a lot of it at once. It's not something like I would snack on, per se. I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on in there, like little fibers and things, and apparently seeds. Yeah. Whew. Citric acid kind of tanginess to it. Yeah, I'm going to stick by that. A sweet and sour raisin. Let's see the ingredients. The ingredients are just tamarind and sugar. So totally natural, I guess. You know, I mean, there's obviously like granules of sugar on the outside. And I guess it's just sort of pasted up processed tamarind. Cool. I'm not going to eat any more right now, but it's not bad. If you like raisins, dates, tamarinds, that kind of thing, they're good in Asian sauces, Trish said. I could see that. Garrett said I look unsure about my assessment of whether or not I like them. It was a weird combination that I wasn't expecting. The whole like Sour Patch Kid, sweet and sour, and then raisin, datey kind of thing. That sort of tang, not tang, but that citric acid sour, that is something that I like in small measures. So that was a little much for me. Maybe I'll just wash it down with some rum. Kia said, now I should try the dried umibashi plum. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not. And she followed it with an LOL, which I imagine means it's really delicious. Yeah? Okay. I'm not going to sit here eating food because that's not that entertaining, but I thought that this was kind of cool to like check something new out. So, was this? They're actually natural texture. What, the umibashi plum? Natural texture? Okay. I don't know. I like to try new things, but there are definitely like limits to the new things that I will try. People who know me know the things that I don't really like or eat. I'm not going to go into the whole list right now. So, yeah, that was all I had like 100% planned. Let me double check my little sidebar here. Candy bar, coffee tour, sculpture reveal, studio tour, screen share. Oh, no, actually, not that anyone needs to see more pictures of it, but I do have a little picture album of the sculpture. I mean, you saw a pretty good amount of them, but I'll do a quick screen share here. And that's just, that was me trying to get a picture for the live chat for the thumbnail. So I was trying on a lot of different stupid faces. And then Google Photos likes to, if you do a lot of pictures all in a row, Google Photos likes to string them together into an animation. And I thought this animation of me was so ridiculous that I couldn't not share it with you. So there you go. That's me trying to do something with my face. And it worked out horribly, as you can tell. That was me holding, by the way, that's the original clay sculpture before it was baked. And you can kind of tell that because it's still shiny. Whereas after it bakes, it becomes a little bit more dull in appearance. That's, of course, all of my old, well, not all of them, but many of my old sculptures from Moon Hill, the Pumpkin Idol, Freddy, Killer Clowns, Glop with his, whatchamacallit, Jason Voorhees stick. These are all out of stock, obviously, at this point, but all previous things. And also my book, Greetings from Moon Hill, and my other book, Soundtrack to the End of the World. Those are available. Well, there's an ebook and an audiobook of Soundtrack, and there is a paperback and ebook of Greetings from Moon Hill. You could just search those terms. Actually, I think I might have links in the description if anyone was interested in the books. What else we got here? There's a couple of pictures from when I was doing the sculpture. Still raw clay, unbaked at that point. That is the mold. There was a separate video I did in preparation for this that was basically me unmolding the sculpture. So you could go check out, if you want to go to my videos, you could check that out. That again. Here's some pictures that I was trying to take for the video. So pretty much, you know, just slightly different angles, slightly different lighting. A little closer up, a little bit from the top there. Side view, rear view, the other side. That's pretty much it. Yep. Back to... All right. Trish said there, still talking about that umibashi plum. Oh, the tamarind. The umibashi plum is supposed to be super sour. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, so these little balls are like, that's the actual texture of the tamarind? I thought it was like all plumped together and blah, blah, blah. Sean, thank you. I don't know, Sean, I don't know if you were here for the video, or if you only kind of saw this last, the pictures there, but there's a reveal video. And for everyone, I am going to kind of chunk out the portions of this live chat and re-upload them as bite-sized morsels on my channel, including the video I'm going to just publish as a video by itself. So if you were like in and out of the chat today, if you had to leave for any reason, come back, or if you missed the beginning or missed the end, I will take any of the interesting bits and make standalone videos from them, because I realized like to come back and watch this entire thing after the fact. I mean, we've been going for almost an hour here, I think. Where are we? Where's my live streaming studio? Looks like about 50 minutes. So yeah, I know not everyone has the stamina to sit through 50 minutes of all this. It's a lot. I get it. So I'm going to start winding down the chat, I think. Unless anyone has questions or anything like that, I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you about anything regarding the... So I do want to... I'll talk about this very briefly. My shop, the Etsy shop, that you would be buying this sculpture through. It's still there. I haven't really put anything new in it for probably about a year, a little over a year. At the moment, all that is available are a couple of t-shirts and candles, Halloween candles. Not that I made, like just vintage Halloween candles. You're welcome, Sean. Yeah, the video, I'll post it up separately so you can check that out. Probably later today, I would think. So yeah, the shop has been kind of inactive, and I apologize for that. I've been working on that new novel, though, and I was really kind of putting my energy towards writing, so I didn't do a whole lot with the shop. But now with this coming out, with the new sculpture, I am going to be, as I'm casting the new sculpture, I'm also going to be taking, for those of you who aren't like familiar with resin molds, silicone molds, and casting resin pieces, I almost always kind of misjudge the amount of resin that I want to use. So while I'm casting the Void Without a Name, I am going to be taking any excess resin and putting them into my older molds. So we are going to have a couple of the older magnets, specifically Halloween ones, coming back as well. $10, $12 magnets mostly. I had a really fun top hat pumpkin man. It's like a Halloween blow mold style magnet. I'm going to bring that one back. I'm just going to be kind of casting them out as I'm doing the other thing. So there'll be some other stuff when the Stone Idol goes on pre-sale. And hopefully I'll keep the store a little more updated than I've been. But I know that it's been kind of dead for a while because I haven't been paying any attention. And speaking of dead, my website as well, it's there, and you could go check it, anthonyjrapino.com or candycornapocalypse.com, go to the same place. They exist. There's a lot of backlog blogs and a bunch of pages that do work, but then there are a lot of pages that are kind of like linking to nothing at the moment. So I will hopefully soon with my brother Mike be kind of working on that and getting it up to date and everything. Garrett is asking about Halloween and the pandemic. So specifically, not to bring up any bad negative thoughts, but do you have any concerns with how this pandemic might affect Halloween? It's been weighing on his mind. I've honestly been trying not to stress and worry too much. At the beginning of the lockdown and the quarantine and the pandemic really like taking root, I did have a lot of anxiety and stress, and after the first couple weeks, I kind of like tried to shift my mindset a little bit so that I wasn't just constantly in that, negative state. So, I really haven't given it a whole lot of thought. And, if I were to think about it now, I don't know if I could predict exactly what's going to happen. The world seems to be in a weird sort of midpoint where a lot of people just want to open stuff back up. A lot of people don't want to do that yet. Scientists and government aren't exactly on the same page with that kind of thing. So it's hard to say, where we as a country are even going to be when fall comes around. What I will say is this. Halloween is a state of mind for a lot of you and for me. It's something that we hold dear all year long. It's not just during the fall, although, of course, festivities come to a fever pitch at that time for us. So whether or not, there are haunted houses and parties and the drive-in and all that stuff, whether or not that stuff is there and whether or not we feel comfortable going to those things, even if they are there, I still am going to make the most of the season no matter what, even if that means doing it on a more isolated basis. And I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but there have definitely been Halloweens where I enjoyed it on my own terms, which didn't include going out and did not include parties and haunted houses and all that kind of stuff. I'll still get a pumpkin. I'll still carve my jack-o'-lantern. I will still celebrate. I'll still probably make videos and get candy and maybe do another sculpture and send that out. There will be ways to celebrate no matter what. I think that's the important thing here, is to just be of that mind that no matter what happens, we still have connections, things like this. We still have ways of celebrating. And, for those of us who make Halloween part of our lives, there's no, there's no missing Halloween in my mind. Let me kind of preaching here. Let me see what you guys have to say about that. Trish said, I think it'll only be a problem if a second wave happens. Yeah, so if we're looking at this in a realistic way in terms of, I guess that's the big question, is like how our country is going to handle this. Is there going to be a second wave? What happens if there is? How long before vaccine, all that. That's the kind of stuff that I don't have answers for, so I don't even try to figure it out. I don't like to try to predict things that I don't have even some knowledgeable basis to do so. But yeah, if there is a huge second wave going into the fall, obviously things will probably end up kind of locked down a little bit more. Any chance that I might do a CCA Halloween grab bag this year? I'd love to. I did miss the past. I don't think I did one last year, right? And in fact, my candy bag that I was doing earlier, I bought a bunch of these, and that was the Halloween grab bag that I did. I don't want to commit to anything, but I'd say that chances are very high that I will be doing something like that again this year. That would include a new Halloween magnet or sculpture, plus just a huge goodie bag of stuff. The goodie bag contents might have to vary, because the last time I did this, it was largely stuff I got at flea markets and yard sales, and it was really cool kind of vintage stuff in a lot of cases. I don't know, if there aren't flea markets and yard sales, that might be hard. But I'd love to do that, and that'll be a way to keep the Halloween spirit alive. So any little bit I can do, definitely going to try. They opened up here and bars were packed. I've been avoiding it. That was Kia. That is in, remind me, that's Portland, right? Yeah, you know, like even if, here's my, and this is just personal how I'm going to be. I'm not telling you that this is how you have to be or any of that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's likely that the area will start to open up in the next month or two. And I'm going to be pretty careful. You know, that's just, I don't know that I'm going to have a class to teach. And even if I did have a class to teach over the summer, it would be online still. But I am going to take every precaution and not take any unnecessary risks. I'm definitely not going into packed bars or anything like that. That's not in my cards anyway. Garrett said, "I'm with you, man. Love that answer. Thank you. You're welcome." Yeah, you know, we all know that Halloween is a state of mind. It's our happy place, and I am not going to worry about, you know, if things are locked down or not. I am celebrating in my own way, and I know that it's a drag if you can't do all the things that you want to do, but try to focus on the positive as much as we can. Todd said, "Every day is Halloween." Yes, yes it is. I know that you guys can see some of the stuff in the background of my room here. Let's see. Yeah, there is pumpkin. A lot of toys. I don't know if Phil is still here, but oh, you know what? You can't see it. It's just out of view. But he got me a Super Freddy from the Comic-Con years ago, and I have that displayed proudly up here, right above my camera. Oh, I guess I could just do this. There's Super Freddy right there. I guess you could probably see this a lot better on your screens. I'm looking at a tiny thumbnail. And there's a Freddy makeup kit above it. Oh my god, I'm having so much trouble. And that's an Alf playset. That is a Thundercats sunglasses. Oh no, there they are. There's the Thundercats sunglasses right next to it. That's Gremlins, I think. Anyway. All right. And Sean said, "Yes, exactly, Todd. Central Oregon, 3 hours away from Portland." Oh yeah, I kind of just say Portland as a catch-all for Oregon, which I know is probably a really poor way to approach that, but yeah, I can't see going into any packed areas. I'm still, you know, at least around here, I'm not going to say exactly where I am, but I'm in a county that is still locked down and is considered high risk still. It is very close to New York, or at least we get a lot of tourists from New York. So we were hit pretty hard where I am. And it is maybe worse here than it was in a lot of places, but even so, I am, you know, wearing the mask and only going out once every 2 weeks to go shopping. And I am lucky enough to live in an area that is fairly secluded. So if I need to go out for a walk around the block, or go in my backyard, or go outside on the deck, I can get air, I can get exercise, I could move around and not be in any immediate danger. So I am lucky in that respect, and I realize that not everyone has that luxury. Oh, Phil's still here. Cindy's always in the Halloween spirit. Personally, we'll make it. Yeah, we're gonna make the best of it. You know, whatever happens. And I start celebrating super early too. Yeah, I mean, as soon as fall weather is kind of upon us, probably the end of August, like the very end of August into the early September, I'm already Halloween. Where I'm going crazy with that stuff. And I think, you know, I've mentioned him before on this chat. Dinosaur Dracula, you know, he has the right idea, and I love listening to the Purple Stuff podcast with Dinosaur Dracula and Sexy Armpit. They are kind of like good ambassadors for the idea of celebrating early and often, and really just, you know, they have a lot of great ideas in terms of how to do that. Because, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of celebrating your own way and for yourself. I know a lot of people need that communal aspect of anything, and I get that. But sometimes it's just like sitting down and drawing something Halloweeny, or reading a good Halloween book, or watching some good Halloween videos. If we're stuck in this isolation mode, chatting with people online, doing live chats, doing Twitter things, whatever they're called, with live tweeting, I'm with it, man. I know. Is that a mask above the pumpkin by the guitar case? Yeah, that is a authentic Mexican devil mask for Day of the Dead, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's really cool. It's got stuff in the horns that rattle, which is really cool. It's the back of it, as you can see, pretty old. My dad got that for me for Christmas one year. My brother has another one, which is not the same exact one. These I believe are unique. Each is unique, but he has another one which is really cool. It's a bit longer, and the tongue comes out a bit longer. Kind of reminds me of Krampus in that way. But yeah, I really like these. I wish I remembered the history of it a little bit better. I'm getting the history wrong, I think. The origins of it, I may be a little off on. May not be Day of the Dead. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I should remember that. I got this quite a while ago and haven't really thought about it in a while. But yes, that's the mask there. Yeah, I really dig that. My dad sometimes comes through with some very cool gifts. He is conscious of my interests and usually drives the gifts towards those interests. Yeah, I don't know. Most of you are familiar with that wall because I used to have a futon. My futon used to be right there, and I used to film all of my videos right there for YouTube, the YouTube videos. And since putting in the new rug, I've moved the futon out into my studio, that tour that I did earlier. That's that room right through there. So the futon is actually in there now, and when I record my videos, I actually do them in there now as well. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff is being blocked by that stupid old dresser that I have there that I would love to get rid of and get something nicer. So Kia got me an amazing print years ago. I think this was Kia, right? And it's from Cavity Color, and it's a Trick or Treat. I have my Trick or Treat shirt on from Electric Zombie. It is a really cool print, and unfortunately, it's right behind that damn thing there, because that wasn't there before. And I didn't have anywhere to put it, and I didn't have time I haven't moved stuff around, but I need to get those. There's a bunch of prints behind this that I need to move. It's a really cool print. Maybe should I go try to get, I don't want to waste time. You guys watching me struggle trying to get a print off of the wall. I don't know how well it's nailed up there. Let's see, did I miss anything here? I do see that there are some new people in the chat. I just want to say, for anyone who is coming in a bit late, if you did miss the sculpture reveal, I'll just quickly go on a screen share so you could get a look at the sculpture. But for anyone who hasn't been in here the whole time, if you missed, there was a video that I made. I will post that later if you missed it. So it'll be on my YouTube channel. Just come on back. But this is the sculpture here, the void without a name. Yeah, okay. Enough of that. I was clicking on all the wrong stuff just now. I sometimes forget I have two screens going on, and it's hard to keep track of everything. Would I consider a CCA movie, CCA is Candy Corn Apocalypse, CCA movie watch along during Halloween, maybe on Twitter or something like that? I'd have to look into how to do something like that, but yeah, totally. That'd be a lot of fun. I think I did something like that with, Todd, was that us? Did we do like a live tweeting of a movie for some reason? I remember stuff. I could swear that Todd and I, or me and someone, did a live tweeting of, was it In the Mouth of Madness, or maybe, no, it was, damn, I swear we did something for some reason, because of a thing that people did with us. Might be cool for all of us to throw on a Halloween 3 or trick or treat and watch it together. Yeah, I agree. That would be really cool. I'd have a lot of fun doing it. It'd be similar to like the, I would definitely, okay, so CCA movie watch along. I'll look into that, and maybe even before that, in fact, just, during the summer here when everyone is still kind of like maybe, I don't know, by fall, I don't know what's going to happen, but many of us are still kind of like locked down, quarantine. So it might be cool to do even through the summer here and there anyway. Anna, thanks for dropping in. Thank you. I will post a video, so don't worry about that. The video will be available later today as a separate thing, so you don't have to like look through this whole video to find it. I had a lot of fun doing that video. It's been a while since I really delved into the editing part of video making. And while I am not good at all, I mean, many of you may have noticed during the green screen section that it was a little, I kind of leaned into it because it was the whole VHS degradation sort of look that I was going for anyway, so I figured it worked, but it definitely wasn't the most precise green screen work in the world. And you know why? Because I don't have a green screen. I was using orange background, and I just tried to make it work as best I could. Ooh, Deep Blue Sea, yes. That would be a good choice. Yeah, we could do like some kind of summary horror movie. That would be a lot of fun. I'll look into it. If you know of ways to do that I'm just like not aware of, hit them in the chat just so I know. Because at the moment, the only thing I'm really thinking is, I've seen like on Facebook they do watch along things, so I guess there's some way to do it on Facebook and then maybe you kind of chat along, sort of like what we're doing here. Not really sure how that works. Hey, so are you all weird like me and have like a trick-or-treat bag filled with goodies that you could dip into all year round? It's not Halloween candy anymore, I swear. It's not old. It's just that I put it in a trick-or-treat bag. Because, okay, so when I was a kid, and I said this maybe in the last video, I used to hang my trick-or-treat bag on a doorknob after Halloween. And for at least until Christmas, it would just hang there, and I'd dip in every once in a while. And what we got in here today? Let's see. Oh, it's Charles rum raisin chocolate. And then I would just a little nibble, and then I'd walk away. Little Tony would walk away for a while, and I'd say, "Oh, it's a Twix." I don't know if you guys are like me with that, but I do enjoy having my little stash of candy. All right, okay, said nope. And that's fine. Not everyone has to be a weirdo. It's just me. Garrett does it, though. He does. Cool. All right, so I'm not completely alone on this. I just so happen to have these trick-or-treat bags from the last time I did the goodie bags. And I figured I'd throw all that stuff in there. But, little voodoo doll action, too, here. As I drink more and more rum, this is getting worse and worse. I apologize for that. It's early here, too. It's only 3:15. I shouldn't be drinking. Candy doesn't last that long in Trisha's house. I I'm not that big a candy person though. I know it's a weird like hypocrisy or dichotomy or whatever that I have all this candy and then at the same time I'm like I don't really eat a lot of candy. It's a weird way to be, Tony. Weird way to be. But you know, I like having it around, and then when I do get in the mood for something, I can take a little bit. But yeah, it lasts way too long. Eventually, what happens is I start giving it away or sharing it with my brother or whatever. I'll go to, oh, well, not right now because of the lockdown, but usually I would go hang out with my brother every Friday. We watch horror movies, and I would bring a lot of this candy with me, and we'd get rid of it that way because Mike and my sister-in-law Jen would eat some, and I'd have a little bit, and starts getting rid of it if we need to. I think it would be an easy way. Sorry. I think an easy way would be to just throw on the movie at the same time, use the same hashtag. Yeah, I think maybe that's what we did. I don't think Todd's here anymore. He can't answer my question about our live tweet. If it was even Todd, I don't remember. But I think that's a good idea. During quarantine, you can start drinking as early as you want. I agree. That was, by the way, just the worst. Calico Jack spiced rum. What I wouldn't give for a good bottle of bourbon right now. My liquor stores are still closed. We can order and do like curbside pickup at the moment, but I just haven't had the inclination to do it. Maybe for our next live chat. Kia said, "I'm back. Did I miss where you said you were leaving? I'm sorry. I'm glad you're back." Garrett, during quarantine. Oh, you said that already. I said that already. My mail came. I ordered hickory syrup, and I was excited that it showed up. Hickory syrup. Is it like for pancakes, or what is hickory syrup? Oh, so Kia left to get the hickory syrup. Maybe I should start drinking water now. Do you guys cook a lot during the quarantine? I've noticed that, so I always cook. I enjoy it. But I've noticed that over the course of the past couple months, people who don't normally cook or bake are really getting into cooking and baking. And I'm curious, has that happened with you? Are you cooking more? Are you baking more? Because I certainly am doing the exact same amount that I always did. Although, here's the thing. I really wanted to do this for today, and I dropped the ball. I'm sorry, guys. I will do it for maybe the next time. There are 20 people here now. If you missed it, I already did the reveal, so you could definitely check that out on a video that I will be posting later. I apologize that you missed that, but basically, here it is. This is like, it's getting lower and lower res as this goes on for new people who show up. I'm just like, here's sculpture reveal. There you go, guys. But what I was going to say is what I wanted to do for today that I dropped the ball on is I was 100%, I was going to make turtle pies. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Hostess vanilla pudding pies. 100%. I was going to do that, and then I didn't. But I still would like to. So maybe for next time, I'll like even shoot a little video of doing that. But I make this other Italian dessert that is kind of close. It's not the exact same thing, or by a long stretch of the imagination, but it's close enough that I feel like I can probably recreate it for, I really just want them again too, the Hostess turtle pies. I'm not huge into vanilla pudding, but man, the nostalgia factor sometimes just gets you. You know what I mean? All right. Kia was telling me a little bit about this hickory syrup, what it's all about. It's made out of boiled hickory bark. I guess it's like maple syrup, but earthier and smokier. Okay. That sounds delicious. I would definitely try that. So I'm assuming, if it's like maple syrup, then you're probably putting it on pancakes, waffles, things like that. Garrett is cooking a little bit more. Cindy is cooking a lot more. She made a cheesecake. All right, confession time. I don't like cream cheese. I'm sorry. It's not really my favorite thing in the world. There are certain traditional cheesecakes that I can eat, sort of. If there's chocolate in it, I find that the chocolate somehow like counterbalances the tanginess of the cream cheese, and then I'm like kind of okay to eat it. But generally, I'm not a huge fan. What I will eat is Italian cheesecake. Beautiful. My mom makes an incredible Italian cheesecake. It's not made with cream cheese. It's made with ragout. And it is, there's a little lemon zest in it. It is so good. If you've never had a straight-up Italian cheesecake, seriously. I'm going to go make one right now because I'm talking about it, and I love it. It's so good. Trish is calling me a weirdo, which is nothing new. Todd has to run. Thanks again for the amazing sculpture, everyone else. Thanks for your interest in seeing that. Todd, I know, I bored the shit out of you. I'm sorry, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, buddy. He has to take care of some important stuff. His cat recently turned on his bidet and soaked his entire bathroom, destroying his Amazon Echo and perhaps even the internal wiring in the bathroom. So I get it. It's cool, man. What do I put on a bagel? Butter. I put butter on my bagels. Probably other stuff too, but I do like a toasted bagel with just butter, which I know is so pedestrian that it's probably killing you guys, but I like it. Cream cheese, not so much. There's something about the tanginess of it and the creaminess of it that is incredibly off-putting to me. I don't know. I know. Ugh. My brother recently made a carrot cake for my mother's birthday. Well, not for Mother's Day. I'm sorry. My mother's birthday is coming up this week. Mother's Day and her birthday are like right against each other. He made a carrot cake with the cream cheese frosting, and I normally am like grossed out by that, but it was really good. And I kind of like, he had this grated chocolate that we put on top that kind of masked some of the cream cheese tanginess, so that it worked for me to the point that I really enjoyed the cake. But normally, yeah, even something like cream cheese frosting, I'm like, I could taste that tanginess, and I'm like, ugh. So I know earlier I said I wouldn't do this, but yogurt, mayonnaise, cream cheese. My cat just did a flying motherfucking leap off of the windowsill to my bed. It was amazing. I think you saw her. She's over there. There she goes. Oh God, I wish you could have seen it. It was magnificent. Anyway, yeah. Any sour cream, buttercream, all that sour milk based stuff. Like, to me, sour milk is rotting. It's expired. So sour cream and cream cheese and all that stuff is and yogurt. Oh, the smell of yogurt. No, I'm okay. I'm alright. It's nothing. That's not to say that I won't take mayonnaise and mix lemon juice and pepper and parsley and dill and ground crushed peppers and horseradish and make like a really amazing sauce and use that on a roast beef sandwich, I will do that. That's fine. But plain mayo? It's like, why am I smearing this emulsified oil on my sandwich? Ugh, gross. Gotta flavor that shit, man. What are you talking about? I have ignored the chat. You guys are probably making fun of me at this point. Oh, hi. Someone developed something called Netflix Party during quarantine. It allows you to join, to sync movie playback with everyone who joins. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. I will definitely take a look at that. I am absolutely, so the idea of doing like a live video watching thing, love it, looking into it. I'm on this. You could tell by the volume of my voice. I got louder, so you could tell I'm committed. Yes. Cindy is saying, laugh out loud about something. Probably my ridiculousness. Hummus on a bagel is good. I do like hummus. I love hummus, actually. Trish can verify that. Avocado. Yeah. Actually, for breakfast today, that's all I had was I made homemade bread. Let's see. Let's see about this. It's not in there. Photos. Yes. I'm not going to show you photos of my family, but I will show you this. Those are some rustic Italian breads that I made last night because I wanted to. And I sliced up some nice slices of that and I toasted it up. And for breakfast, I smeared on some avocado, a little bit of hot sauce, homemade fermented hot sauce that I made myself, a little bit of my personal mixed seasoning. Yes. Some sliced cherry tomatoes, fresh basil, cracked pepper, a little touch of lime juice, a little bit of very, very good extra virgin olive oil from Brooklyn. Really from Italy to Brooklyn to me. But it was delicious. Not trying to brag. Very good. And I'm back. So yeah. I would do the same thing on a bagel though. Since we're, I guess, talking about bagels still. Maybe. Hummus on a savory bagel. Yeah, like I wouldn't put on a, cinnamon raisin bagel. That'd be disgusting, I guess. I always bake a lot. This is Anna Rainbow. I always bake a lot. So not much has changed during quarantine. Also, thanks. Now I want a cheesecake. I'm also not a fan of sour things, so I get you. Yeah, sour milk is like, I mean, I will absolutely use buttermilk in the making of something else, as I would use cream cheese in the making of something else. But like on its own, no thank you. Cindy said, when you put it like that, And Trish, I know with the avocados. I know. Trish's place is like, I want to say heaven, because when you go, there's a bowl filled with avocados and other things like bananas or, onions and things, but the avocados, always fully stocked. Always fully stocked. And you gotta love it. It is really something to behold because I am super cheap and sometimes avocados are a little expensive. I won't buy them. Trish is just like, avocados? Yes. 100%. Yes, I'm sure it says look awesome, man. I'm assuming he means about the sculpture. Thank you. Speaking of foods and breakfast, how do you prefer your eggs? Ooh, loaded question. I'll answer that in a second. And Trish said, Tony, I'm doing a garden this year. I'll trade you fresh veggies for breads. Done. Done. those rustic Italian breads were made with a biga, an Italian biga starter with yeast, not sourdough. But I do know you enjoy my sourdough bread, so I will do that probably. Eggs, 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 eggs. Okay, I have a love-hate relationship with eggs. A lot of people love that whole runny yolk situation, and not a fan usually. And also just like there's that whole French omelet thing, which has the super custardy. Read custardy equals fucking raw in my mind. People love that, like that custardy egg in the middle of their omelet and no cheese. Apparently a real omelet doesn't get cheese. That's just like an addition. Now, fuck that, man. No. So, okay, to answer how I do like my eggs, I will eat them fried as long as the yolk is cooked all the way through. I will eat them scrambled. I will eat them an omelet, like a country omelet, man. Cook the fucking egg. No raw, custardy bullshit in the middle. Ugh, gross. Cheese, vegetables, meats, beautiful. I have gotten really into lately, I've been making breakfast tacos, where I basically fry an egg and I adhere it to a nice corn tortilla, double corn tortilla, hot sauce, cilantro, scallions, a little Monterey Jack or cheddar cheese melted in there. Fold that motherfucker up and eat it. Delicious. Breakfast burritos, my jam. I will do those all day long. And okay, I lied a little bit. I will sometimes undercook the yolk of a fried egg if I'm putting it on top of hash. And I'll cut into it and let the yolk drain into the hash and kind of mix it together. And I'll be okay with that, but I'm not a huge fan. You know, that's a real off day for me where I'm like, maybe, why not? I'll give it a try. Yeah, the smell of eggs cooking is kind of weird sometimes. And yeah, I'm sure says I've been doing the breakfast taco thing too, and thank God you do corn. Yeah, the corn tortilla is essential in that situation. So good. Garrett, yeah, I for a really long time, I said it in the coffee video I posted earlier, I for a very long time have wanted to do like cooking videos, but it just, I don't know, it's not really, I'd have to start a new channel. It has nothing to do with the current channel that I have, and my kitchen isn't really conducive to filming for something like that, so I've been sort of, but yeah, I would have a lot of fun with that. Alright guys, listen. Let me take a look here. 1 hour and 30 minutes. I said I was going to do an hour to an hour 30. I've noticed that the viewer count has went from 20 down to 16, so I am starting to bore the fuck out of you, which means it's time to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. I do want to do this more often. I know last time I did a live chat, I said, oh, I'll do it once a week, and then I didn't do it for 3 weeks. I was preparing the sculpture and the videos, and I really wanted there to be like a lot of fun stuff in there, which is kind of why I hesitated on doing another live chat. But if there is interest, and if you want to see more of these, I will do them. I have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. I need to get more rum, though. And I think that... Of course, every time I say I'm going to go, I notice that the viewer count goes up. I'm like, oh, he's leaving. Yeah, Anthony Rutherford said he would definitely watch doing cooking videos. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. But anyway, I am not going to draw this on any longer. I said 1 hour and 30 minutes was my limit, and that is the limit. And not only because I have to pee. I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the sculpture. And if you made it this far and for some reason missed the sculpture reveal, I am posting a video very soon. Breathe deep of the night, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.